Hey guys, it's Bill from the XP Guild here. I have picked up recently the Dungeon Alchemist program off of Kickstarter. I've recently got access to it. I've played with it for about a week and a half now. Made a few maps with it. Haven't delved too far into the specifics on how every minute little detail works. Different hacks and stuff from there. But I thought that doing a quick video to show you guys what it's capable of. I'm sure some of you have seen or heard about it. It's been running around the community a lot recently, but I've really found it an awesome way to make a very 3D map that has a lot of detail, a lot of ability to customize and tweak things, all with a very quick, I'm going to drag and drop, I'll show you all that in a minute, map setup, so you can make a very fast set of detailed maps, and I've been enjoying it, so I'm looking forward to using it in future games. I have a few ready for an upcoming sessions, so check it out if you're interested. It's on Steam. I think it's $44, $45, something like that. We are not sponsored by them. I paid for this all on my own, doing this all on my own. I just thought it'd be a fun video to show people what it's capable of. So as you see in the background, I have done a couple takes of this because I'm a genius and messed up recording a few times. So we're going to start fresh though. Here's the opening page, create a new map. You can do it as a print, so it's limited to certain paper sizes depending on what you're going to print it on. That's very cool. So you're going to print something out for home. You can do digital and either then eventually export that to a virtual tabletop, or like I do, because I use Owlbear Rodeo, I just export it as a JPEG file and utilize that as a very detailed 3D look. You can set the parameter. I like to start with square. If you are doing digital, you can make it bigger afterwards. You can choose what you want it to be, a meadow, a step. This is all in, we can do flat, hills, fjords, all that. I'm going to do a tavern, so I'm just going to keep it, water features. I'm just going to keep it basic. And then you can always change things from there. So here you go. You get this cool 3D, well, right here is flat, but, you get this map and you can get to move it around, make it 3D. On this side, you can draw your rooms. They have series of categories that you would choose from. So Alchemist Lab, and then you have all the stuff that you might find in there. A castle with all the stuff you might find there. Crypt, festive, which is currently just a gingerbread house, mansion, everything in there, tavern, all the stuff, and village, all that stuff. So here's, I'm going to do a tavern. Everyone likes taverns. Every campaign needs taverns. Adventurers apparently like to drink a lot. So you just drag and drop, and then you can add on, let's say you want to make it a different shape, or you dragged and you're like, no, I really want a bigger room. Let's do that. And then once you're ready, you just hit OK, you click the check mark and the gears wheel, and bam, you got a room. Sometimes they drop and they're in weird places. Okay, like I don't like where that bar is, but you can move all that around. But let's say it's way off of what you want it to be. You can hit Control Z, just like you would in a Word file, get rid of it all, redraw, and start fresh. There's also a minus room tool. So I like this bar setup better. I think we'll expand on that a little bit. There's a bunch of tables in here. We've got a good amount to work with. The front door's not where I would put it if the bar's here, but we can play with that later. So we've got the bar, we've got all this stuff. So now what do we need? I always go to the kitchen first. Of course, as you see in this list, there's a pantry, but there's no kitchen. So you can either build one of these rooms and mess with it, or what I like to do is I go to the mansion or I go to the castle, and then we want to put in a kitchen. If this is our bar, say maybe the kitchen is like off here. And let me show you something else here. So, okay, I could just build it to the map parameters, but let's say I wanted a little bit more space for this kitchen. You go into the black space, and it's going to build the ground to make it work. So here we go. We've got a kitchen back here for this tavern. Decent sized tavern here, decent kitchen. I'm going to stick with this fairly simple. So what I'm planning on doing is making this like a village tavern where most of the people that come here, work here, live here. So they'll have a few rooms, which I'll get to. But until, other than that, like I'm going to get rid of the stairs. I'm going to make it a 1-story. We're going to make it fairly simple. I'm going to drop a pantry in here for the kitchen. So there we go. Put a little pantry. And then it populates even with like bread and stuff on these shelves. And you can then take those, and I'll show you in a little bit. You can move them around. You can shift them. You can do all sorts of things. What else do we need? We have a brewery here. We're going to do a nice sized brewery back here. They're known for their local beers, maybe. All right. So there we go. We've got a brewery, pantry, kitchen. We've got common room, starting of a bar, which I think this will go further down. We've got some space back here. Maybe that's where the bathroom is. So we're going to do not that deep. We're going to do a bathroom, a 4x3 bathroom. All right. So again, door's not where I'd put it. I'd put it over here if I were going to build it. But we'll play with all that stuff later. For some reason, I seem to have put this in a weird... Oh, if I did this the entryway, that makes more sense. Okay, cool. I like that. We're going to put the entryway down here. We'll get to that in a minute. But now that I have my orientation, I can figure out what else we need is bedrooms, of course. It is a tavern. Maybe it's local, but it's still going to need some space for a few people. Travelers that come along the way, they're going to stay here. You just drag and drop, and it makes these rooms for you. And then you can always customize the look of them. How you want it to be. So there you go. Bam, bam, bam. What else do we want? That's the entryway. These are, maybe we have a bigger bedroom down here that's like the tavern owners or something. Oh, wait, no, I like that. That's a good common room areas. This is a nice looking one, so maybe that's where the tavern owner stays. And we'll just do a couple more. You can get really crazy. You can add in all sorts of things. Like I showed, there's all sorts of different rooms. I'm going to populate this out to be there we go. All right, so this is our base for our tavern. Now we want to mess with it. We want to make sure that things can fit in and change around to suit the story that we want to tell with it, or to suit the look that we want. So we've got these. I don't think you're going to have double doors to get in this tavern, but let's say they're these kind of bright wooden doors like that. We're going to get rid of it. Nope. Whoops. So there we go. Got rid of that. I'm just going to click on objects so that I can get this, and we're going to delete some of these things in here that, like, we don't need a trapdoor in this room. But then also we can say, okay, but maybe the innkeeper's room has a door that goes down into a cellar or something, or maybe that's behind the bar. You can do all that stuff. It's very cool. You can move it around. You take these and say, okay, I want them somewhere else. Simple, easy stuff. Let's see. We want to go decoration. We're going to do signs. We're going to put this barrel for the brewery out here, and then you can also change. It's super tall, so maybe it's just, since it's a 1-story tavern, it's a little bit smaller. And let's put a light out front. Lanterns. Oh yeah, lantern. They have a street lantern, so we're gonna put a big old street lantern again. 1-story. We'll put a street lantern out front. Awesome. That's looking good so far. Like I said, you can go to other ones. So like you could do a stable, or a stable box is really cool. Let's do that. We're going to make a little stable box out here for horses. All right. So that went to the wrong spot though. We don't want that there. We want the opening out here. So there's a cool little spot you can ride up and put your horses. Sometimes I just start dropping things and then see what story I kind of tell myself as I make it. So here we're going to say they have this stone pathway that kind of like they've built to accommodate this tavern, and they've got this little area for horses and buggies or whatever to ride up to and go into the little stable box. All right, cool. That's all set there. Let's just make it a big road. There you go. All right, now we got to look at the insides here. Go back to the objects. When you click on there, it automatically like deselects so you can move things, grab things. When they populate together, they populate as like a all together. It's something I do have to learn how to make that happen on my own to group these. Sometimes they put random candles on the floor, which I just don't get, but you know, it's fine. What is this? It looks like a lantern. You can zoom in super far. Yeah, that's a lantern. All right. Maybe someone brought their own lantern, but maybe it's sitting up here on the fireplace. I like that. The fireplace further in, so it's not right next to that door. In fact, we're gonna move it over more. Oh, whoops. See, sometimes you can accidentally click buttons. All right, and then these tables, let's say they're gonna fit better this way. So, Tavern owner has them. I'm gonna move all these away from the bar just a bit so that we can put bar stools. This guy, we're gonna, there we go. That sort of thing. All right, I like that. So then you can take these, you can duplicate them and just drop them in. So here we've got, you know, the kind of bar area here, and the tavern owner has things set up like that. Some of these, let me see if this is the one. Yeah, this is not the one. Some of them you can actually slide things into shelves, like over here. This pantry has shelves, so you can take this and move it up to the next one, or on top, or down, and just drop it wherever you want it to be. Alright, so this one's got this trap door down there. Maybe that's the pantry, is where we have this cellar opening. Oh, not in front of the door. We'll put it over there. These boxes stacked up. Okay. That goes in the brewery, which I like. This bathroom door I wanted to be right there, so that people, the patrons, can come in. It's a cheap communal kind of restroom idea. We also don't need this exterior door at all, so get to the point where I can see the buttons and delete. It is that easy. Also, you'll see there's different looks to everything here. That's easy enough to do. What we wanted is this pantry door to go to the kitchen, and that can go to the brewery. Now, they have different doors, so you can copy it using this little plus sign and just drop them on top of the other doors, so that when you end up with all these different weird door design looks, you can decide, no, I want a totally different looking door, and then just kind of go from there. I like to make them all the same. If I were going to build like maybe an old mansion that people are adding to, and you can open the doors, close the doors for the map purposes. If it's something that might be open, like okay, here's the kitchen, and it's working hours, so it opens, and then you can shift. Oh, maybe it opens in. We're gonna have it open towards the kitchen, not towards the bar. But let's see, we're in here in objects, go to furniture, chairs. We're gonna add some bar stools in. They're super tall, so we're gonna make them a little shorter. Some of them drop, and they're just like, okay, it's a Goliath only bar. That's not cool. Let's add some different size elements here. Same with these bottles. Like, these bottles come in like they're like Costco sized bottles, and you're just like, I need a bottle that doesn't look like, I mean, we do have Whoa, we do have magnums. These giant bottles that you serve, you know, either for restaurants or if you're like my parents and buy them for your wine, you can get them. So you can also find a lot of these things like in here. So brewer's tools, you can find different barrels. So I think maybe our bartender has back here one of their beer barrels tapped, you know, out here right behind the bar. Maybe there's a few. Or maybe it's even a smaller barrel. See, it's that's not working. Let's put it over here first. Maybe it's a smaller barrel, like a specialty run barrel. I'm gonna get rid of this piece of bread, or at least maybe put it up here on the bar for something to eat. But yeah, this smaller barrel is just chilling on this stool here. Yeah, I like that. Cool, so it's that easy. I mean, you just drop things, move them around, alter things, change them. Let's look at the bedrooms. So, like, I think this one here would be like the innkeeper's room. It's got a little nicer inside. You've got there we go, a cupboard that, because there's horns on there. There you go. And you can change them too. So let's, for the sake of playing, we're gonna click here and maybe he has a big bed. You know, like he shares this maybe with. Let's, you know, for now we're gonna put that out here. In fact, let's just get rid of these pillars altogether. We're gonna put the candle up on top of these. So, I grabbed the pillows. So we're gonna pull this away from the wall so that I can spin it. You gotta be careful. If there's things on the ground or things on the wall, once again these horns are getting in the way. They do make it tough sometimes, but like everything else. So he's got a little gaming set maybe right by his bed, and we're gonna take this off the wall. You can't spin it if it's already like locked onto the wall. You got to pull it away from the wall, and then you can spin and do all that stuff. All right, so we're gonna move this one. We're gonna put this up in the wall, and some of these, like, you got to be careful. This will lock onto the wall, so you just kind of pull it slightly off so it can be at the foot of the bed. And then let's say because they're sharing it, he's sharing it with one of his kids or something. He's got a little frame there that he can put in, and let's say he's got where was that? It's in furniture. I do this all the time. I'm still learning where everything is. So he's got a mirror, let's say, a fairly simple mirror, but you know, something up here on the wall that they can check themselves before they go out. Cool thing that I found, and I was very impressed, is when I noticed these mirrors, if you focus on that mirror, you can see it shifts around in the room, so you can see the different stuff, different angles of things in the room. Again, I don't have a virtual tabletop. I just use this on Owlbear, so that wouldn't probably do a lot other than, you know, being there. But I bet if you had a virtual tabletop, you could look around at that far better and maybe be able to see things in the game. I don't know how that works with tokens though, but that's okay. Ooh, no, we want the stool. I wanted to put the lamp on the stool, but then I wanted to grab the stool. Oh, I want to grab that. Sometimes it's tough. We put the stool over here, the lamp on top of it. I'm thinking this is like the communal room. You only have a few copper, or you had too much to drink and you don't want to get, you know, hostile style. You don't want to go home to your wife who's going to yell at you for drinking again or gambling or whatever. You can pay a couple copper or something and get yourself a bed somewhere in here. So let's give it more chests, because, you know, if you're renting it with other people, you want to have a spot there you can. In fact, let's do that. Let's put the chest there, and let's put that on top of there. Cool. So very simple, and you just grab things and duplicate them and drop them wherever you want and play around with that. We've got a couple other rooms in here. You can get crazy with furniture. You can do all sorts of things. I just wanted to show you the basics and how things work. The next step here, I'd say, is I'd go and make sure everything looks similar, at least, you know, well, from the outside, for sure. You can always have differently done interiors, but a lot of these things are just going to be, you know, they're cheap rooms that you just want to rent out. So do the outsides. We'll keep the inside of that looking different, because that is, like I said, that's going to be the innkeeper's room. We're going to do the outside of the kitchen. Maybe the inside's still stone, because, you know, try to insulate it from the fire possibilities. The rest of these we're just going to slam in. And bathroom, we'll say the bathroom is tiled, or, you know, plastered on the inside anyways, for cleaning purposes or whatever. That is changing the walls super quick like that. You can also do things like the floor tiles. So you can say, I like this wood slat down here for the regular planks for most of this. You know what, actually, well, I already hit the button, so we'll put it there. But the pantry will be like that. I think most of the bedrooms are going to be like that. The bathroom, they did something different. His room will do something different. The kitchen, I like that different. Let's do something else for the brewery. Let's go to tiled, and, you know, maybe it is, you know, this color. Stone they put in for the brewery there, so that easy to clean. It is that simple to make a very cool map. Very simple, toss it together. If your players decide they're going to go adventure somewhere you didn't expect them to go, then let me throw together a cool, very fast map. You know, everyone's welcome. We're going to have the doors open out. Put together this, and they're going to love having these awesome detailed maps. You're going to love the simple ease of making this. You know, what is that? Not very long. I put this all together. The last thing to do is, once you're happy with the map, you can, I always save it. I'm going to do fast Tavern 2. And then we're going to export this to whatever you want. So I'm going to do image, because I don't have Foundry. I am not using Roll20 these days. Again, maybe I'll go back to Roll20, because I stopped because making the maps and designing the maps and doing all that stuff, and then having players integrate with Roll20 was getting to be a pain in the butt. But with this, super easy. For now, though, you can also turn off the grids. If you've got something that already has grids, I'm going to leave them on. That was always a problem with Roll20, is like the grid snapping didn't work right. But for this, very simple. We're going to export it. I'm going to save it. And now I can have a picture file that I can utilize in my maps. So check this out. Once again, we're not sponsored by them. We just love the product. I love the product. I've showed it to Dave. He thinks it's very cool. Everyone I've showed it to thinks it's very cool. So that's what made me think, you know what? Maybe we should share this with others. Let them see the power of this. And this is only touching the base of it. I might do more builds in the future for like when I need to build something specific for a campaign. Keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for other things. Check us out, twitch.tv/thexp Guild. We do live streaming there. We do recorded, edited content and stuff over on our YouTube. We love having you guys join us, be part of the XP Guild in some way, shape, or form. Drop a comment if you want me to build something else, want to go into a more detailed, longer video, whatever you want on this. Like, let me know what with dungeon alchemy you think would be a cool thing to see built. Also, if you do like all these, you like, subscribe like that here on YouTube, perhaps consider joining our Patreon. We do need to rework some of our tier levels, but maybe consider $1 or $3 or something as like a tip for the things that we do, for developing the content that we do. As I watch this, I see this door over here is driving me crazy. But it just helps us pay for things like this if we want to in the future. Most of our meager income from this just goes towards our D&D Beyond content, so that we can pay for the books and everything, so we can share that with our players and develop that out. We do appreciate all of you that have joined us so far, and we look forward to having more of you join us. So that's another thing. If you like this, if you think these are cool, if you like this video, share it with a friend. Tell them about the XP Guild. Tell them about us, and have them join us for this ride. Thank you so much, and let's all level up together.